Testing, testing.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Baruch College Bearcats Broadcasting Channel. My name is John Neves, the Sports Information Director, and I have the privilege of being here this afternoon with Joe Stolzer, who also does our play-by-play for the basketball broadcasts. And this afternoon, we are very excited to be bringing you Baruch Baseball here this afternoon at the College of Staten Island. They have the great facilities here that enable us to pull this together, this production. As you can see from the camera angle, we're going to try to continue to improve it as the game goes along. But, again, we're working outdoors from a press box. Let me introduce Joe Stolzer. Joe, good afternoon.
Hi, John. What a beautiful day. The sun creeping out. Temperature low 60s. But it's baseball. It's nice to be outside. Again, Baruch, the team to beat in CUNY. And, everything goes through Coach Torres and Coach Roman. John, Baruch coming in, overall record of 7-11, 5-1 in the conference, 2-4 home, 5-2 away, and neutral, 0-5. Now, City College coming in, overall record 8-15, 4-2 conference, home 4-4, away 4-11, neutral 0-0. So, John, big doubleheader because at the end of the day, we may have a difference in conference standings between Baruch and City College. But again, his always competitive Baruch Bearcats onto the field. And we're going to have a good one.
So here we go. Nathaniel Demchuk throwing his last few pitches. Baruch and CCNY last year played in the CUNY Championship best-of-3 series. I remember it well. We were playing out at Maimonides Park in Coney Island, formerly used to be called MCU Park, home of the Brooklyn Cyclones. The Bearcats won the first game in a walk-off on Friday. The game on Saturday was postponed because of weather, and then they played Sunday, and the Bearcats won to capture the CUNY championship. And you look at the standings right now, everybody's played each other twice already, a doubleheader, and Baruch and CCNY are at the top of the CUNY standings with a 3-1 record.
Right. Also, John, Demchuk coming in with a 4.81 ERA, 3-4 wins and loss. He has one complete game. And interesting, he struck out 37 in 39.1 innings. So, and there's a batting average of 205 against him. So look for, City to really kind of, be on their heels against Demchuk today.
So we'll get going here. First batter for the Beavers of CCNY, coached by Steve Macias, who's also their athletic director. And stepping up to the plate will be Taylor DeBlasi. Just a heads up as well that if you go to BaruchAthletics.com and you go to the schedule page, you will also be able to see the live stats. So again, just a reminder, if you want to follow this game via live stats while at the same time in video, go to BaruchAthletics.com, go to the schedule, please, and click the live stats link. And this ball is hit Looks like it's going to be played by the second baseman, Horyczun, and he makes the play. 1 out.
De Blasio was hitting .231 coming into the game. But Demchek, came after him. And if you notice, Demchek is kind of going to be working the plate, different areas of the plate.
Demchek has been fantastic. This is his second year as a Bearcat. He is 3-0 this season with the Bearcats against CUNYAC opposition. Last year he was 4-0. So I believe going into today he is a perfect 7-0 when taking on CUNYAC schools.
Yeah, so he's come up in this at-bat with 2 fastballs, one a little bit high, the other one a little bit outside. So John Cregan batting .294. No home runs, 18 RBIs for City.
2-2 count. And this one is fouled off.
Demchek coming in with a fastball right over the plate. Cregan a little bit late.
And this one is hit to the outfield. It's going to play played by the Bearcats, and we've got 2 outs.
Yeah, John Cregan looked like he was a little bit late. So I believe Demchek won that battle.
Next up is number 29, Jonathan Rivera, the outfielder.
Rivera coming in at a robust .425 batting average, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. So he's got 34 hits on the year, and he scored 23 runs. So he is the kind of leading offensive guy for City. So let's see in this battle between the Baruch ace and the City College offensive weapon.
Swing there, strike.
Yeah, right now, John, right off the bat, City looks a little bit late in their swings against Demchek.
And that one is foul tipped. Bearcats are coming off. They played Kings Point on Tuesday out at Flowers Park, same place where I believe Iona and Mercy also play. And Bearcats will be back at Flowers Park this Tuesday. And that is your walk. So runner on with 2 outs.
Yeah, that pitch from Demchek was low. And looks like the umpire strike zone is kind of belt high.
Beautiful afternoon for baseball. The weather forecast had initially talked about some rain on Saturday afternoon when we were looking at it back on Tuesday and Wednesday, but they called for rain early this morning. It did not happen, and now they're talking about quite a bit of rain later tonight, but that won't affect us this afternoon, we hope.
No, right now. John, by the way, City College, 26 of 36 stolen bases this season. So we'll see. Baruch is 31 of 33. So, again, Baruch, a good base running team.
Yeah, Jose's teams have always historically had a lot of players that done a lot of stealing. He may not have done so as much as he used to these last few years, but Jose's teams have always been runners. And, stealing has become a big thing, even in Major League Baseball, with the fact that you've got this clock that's pushing the batters quicker. That's even happening a lot in Major League Baseball.
Well, yeah, small ball is great. Of course, one of the great wins in Baruch history, Alvin Mata hitting a 3-run home run at MCU Park to spark a 5-2 championship win. But that particular team 212. They can go long ball and short ball.
There's another walk, so now we have 2 on with 2 outs, and number 12, Steven Supran.
So Supran, John, coming in at hitting .314, another one of the better hitters for City College. So Demchek is, got some work to do here.
So here we go. 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss. And this one is grounded to second base. 4-3 for scoring, and there it is. And after a half an inning here at the College of Staten Island, your Baruch College Bearcats are coming to bat 0-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Testing. Welcome back, everybody, here to the bottom of the first. Again, thank you as we continue to make this broadcast as comfortable as possible for you. I know one person who will appreciate that we're broadcasting is CUNYAC MVP last year, championship MVP, Matthew Lawler. So here we go. The Bearcats up to bat, Ray Longarzo.
Ray coming in, batting .284. Again, a good-looking hitter.
This one is grounded foul.
He wants to get on base to set the table. He's got 21 hits and 74 at-bats. So he's third in hits on the Baruch team.
He's had a great season. That's the way it's always been with Jose Coach Torres' teams is they kind of start off because, they go down to Florida. They play very tough competition. We actually played a team, Hiram from Ohio, that had 51 players on the roster. That may sound normal, but that really isn't for Division III.
Well,
that was pretty big.
City College is not far behind.
And that's going to be hit, and it's going to drop.
Okay, Longarzo takes 2 on kind of a, ball not leaving the outfielder's glove for a long time, but that's heads-up base running, and great job by the coaches, Coach Roman at first base and Coach Torres at third, making sure he takes this extra base.
Coming up, Andrew Horyczun is up to bat. He's our freshman from Reston, Virginia. I'm pretty sure his family's listening. When I told him the other day when he was going into the gym to practice, I said, hey, Andrew, looks like we're going to broadcast this weekend. And he was like, oh, did my family tell you about that? Like,
well, Andrew coming in with a nice .311 batting average, John. He's got 1 home run, 13 ribbies.
And this one's going to go into the outfield. Is it a chance to make it to third?
Well, heads up again, base running by Baruch, and as well, Coach Torres giving him the light to do that. So, you know what? In conference play, John, you want to be aggressive. And, of course, you want to get off to that early lead and then follow Demchek with that lead.
So Andrew is set up here for an opportunity to score a run. And I was saying that he was pretty happy to hear that we were broadcasting. And here's a grounder. It's going to be a 4-3, but it's going to bring in the first run of the afternoon. Bearcats lead 1-0.
So that's the 14th ribby for Andrew on the year.
Bearcats up. Very simple play that time, Joe. Number one, get on base, take advantage of an outfield mistake, get to base on third, trying to steal, and CCNY contributed to that run. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, and again, remember, this is conference play, Baruch Nation. So everything is like, a little bit amped up in terms of your approach to the game. But Cocozza batting .448, so he leads the team in hitting. No home runs, 17 RBIs, 30 hits.
Yeah, he's a monster. He was the MVP last year of the league as a freshman, and he's having another monster year here as a sophomore. Just really hits the ball hard, and he's a Staten Island kid, so he's getting to play in his borough here this afternoon. I got to ask him if he's ever played here before, maybe in high school. I should have asked.
Probably, because this looks like a widely used field. Interesting campus here on CSI. A lot of facilities.
Yeah, Staten Island, of course, up until about 3 years ago. And here's the ball hit into the outfield. Another hit by Joseph Cocozza.
Well, he waited on that, and he got the great part of the bat on that ball, and he lines it to left field. So great at bat by Cocozza.
That's all he does, get on base. We got Pedro Tejada Jr. up. Pedro is a two-time CUNYAC Player of the Week. And there's a reason why he bats cleanup, because he cleans it up out there.
Yeah,
when people are on the base.
He's batting a robust, and I use that word, .359. And he's got no home runs, 25 RBIs. He leads the Bearcats on ribbies. And, of course, second in hits to Cocozza with 23. Now, would Coach Torres play hit and run now?
This one gets the corner.
He's got by the way, a lot of right field line and left field line for Tejada.
Comes CCNY with the pitch outside. Yeah, we're talking about here that we're playing this afternoon at Staten Island. Up until about 3 years ago, they were a member of the CUNY Athletic Conference Division III, and then they made the decision, throw to first is not in time. They then made the decision to go Division II. I will tell you, being at Baruch, I had always heard about that rumor. One, because they do have the facilities for it. They have, your kind of, rural, campus. You're not talking, this isn't a skyscraper campus here. So I had always heard stuff like that. And then obviously they did make the move. And here's a ball hit to the outfield. Is it going to drop? No, ball is caught. Cocozza will have to go back to first base.
Yeah, Tejada just got under that ball a little bit. If he, could have got a little bit more meat on it, might have lined it in for a base hit. But Baruch has had some good at-bats, already. They're up. And it's just about being patient at the plate. John, this is a very young Baruch team, if you notice on the roster. And, again, when you're young, you haven't been around the block that much, but a lot of these guys have played sandlot ball, and they come in well advanced and players of yesteryear. So Coach Torres, has game-ready guys immediately ready to go.
Brian Hwang up to bat. Let me tell you, if you ever watched him play at third base, I mean, his ability to make some difficult plays at third and still get the out is impressive. Ball is hit to third in this case, and they're going to say he was off the bag.
Yeah, Hawank batting 197 before that at bat. So Baruch will take it. Runners at first and second, and let's see what Coach Torres has any base running things here.
Yeah, 2 on, 2 outs. Jacob, a senior on this team. Very recognized face around campus, of course. Also is involved with facility operations. It's been a fantastic Bearcat. Always puts the Bearcats first.
He's got a wonderful hole between center and right field if he can get the ball, to there.
And this one is fouled off.
He might be able to bring everybody around.
Now, going back to Staten Island, I can't say that I've been following that much and whether or not they're having any growing pains at Division II, but there is enough Division II teams in this area to have a very good league. Mike Morrow's the coach of Staten Island. They're actually away this weekend down in the Philadelphia region taking on Lincoln, which enabled us to open up a spot here to rent this field.
Well,
This one's going to be hit to second and 4-3. And CCNY gets out of the inning with only one Bearcat run. We've played one inning here, and your score, the Bearcats won, CCNY 0. But you could hear the wrinkle, the crunching, I'm not trying to be difficult. You could hear it on the broadcast.
You're not difficult. We're just trying to get it right.
Yeah, I got Heather in my ear. She's like, what is Joe doing? What is he talking about, this guy batting? I only want to be talking about Baruch batters. So, Joe, let's stick to talking just about Baruch. Can we, please? I know you're a big CCNY Beavers fan, but we need to talk about the home team.
CCNY. Jesus Christ.
When we come back in, I'm going to let you start talking, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we found, it's not the greatest angle, Joe. There's nothing we can do, but I'm kind of keeping the camera a little bit on first base because that tends to be where the play happens the most. But I think we're okay. Okay, so number 7 is up for CCNY. How we doing, Dima? Scoreboard is wrong. It's 1-1. You ready, Joey? I'm
Yep.
3. Is it broadcasting?
Hey, welcome.
Is it broadcasting? Ready? Here we go.
Welcome back, Baruch Nation. Kevin Brzezinski up for CCNY against Demchek. Brzezinski hitting .275, no home runs, 7 RBIs. And Demchek looks like he's kind of settling in. Again, the strike zone seems to be belt high from the umpire.
And this one right up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, that was, again, Brzezinski got the good head on the ball on that one, lined it right over second base. And here is Ethan Angres coming in at batting .327, 0 home runs and 10 RBIs. Second leading hitter for City College.
This one is outside.
So here's like, again, we're early, but Demchek, being faced with some, situations. But here's the mark of the great pitching of Baruch in Coach Torres' time here.
And this one is hit, and now 2 on, And the runner's going to go to third, but they're going to hold the runner at first. Good play by the outfielder to throw it into second base. They weren't going to get the guy at third, but they keep the runner at first. And as a result, now we've got runners on the corners, no outs. And number 36, Mike Savino, is up to bat. He's a freshman from Bradenton, Florida.
Yeah, John, both City College hitters got the good wood on the bat, so to speak, against Demchek. So, okay, Demchek is going to have to settle down.
And there's a steal, and it's going to happen. So runners now second and third.
Yeah, that's the third stolen base of the year for Dubinsky.
Got some fans here screaming. Combination of Baruch and CCNY families. The sun is now out. When we were setting up this broadcast, when we got here in the middle of the morning, it was looked like it was going to be an overcast, gray day. And the sun has come out and kind of helped boost the temperature up a little bit.
Beautiful day, John, for a game.
This one is hit into the gap. It's going to drop in, and that's going to count for 2 runs. Two-run single.
Well, Savino going the opposite way. Again, what City College is doing here, John, is placing the ball in between Baruch fielders. Rich Corigliano coming in, hitting .231. He's got 2 home runs to lead City College, 9 RBIs.
2-1 CCNY. And he bunts it, but it's foul. Yeah, I would say we're probably talking about a temperature right now. It's a little windy, but you're talking about a temperature of maybe around 550, 556 degrees here on a nice April Saturday.
Yeah, again, the rain due for tonight in the New York area.
Swing and a miss.
Good pitch by Demchek out of the strike zone, but he got Corigliano to go after it. So, again, Demchek just has to settle down.
This one is up high, gets out of the way. Dima, you got scored 2-1? It says 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch.
Off-speed pitch, John, by Demchek, and came at a great time. So Baruch trying to, limit the run production by City College here in this inning.
One other thing I wanted to mention about the Bearcat CCNY with a Baruch connection. This ball is fouled out of play. Third base coach is Scott Loesch, Baruch alum, Baruch Hall of Famer. A lot of people won't remember, but if you're a baseball, especially if you're an alum, the Bearcats back in, I think it was 1990, I think it was 2001, won the CUNYAC championship. It was back when the games used to be played at Yankee Stadium. This one is popped up high, and it looks like the shortstop, Cocozza, will call it. Runner will go back to first, and we have 2 outs.
Good pitch by Demchek, and, of course, de Blasi was under it, and it resulted in a harmless pop-up in the infield.
But what I was saying about Scott is he was the player on that team that won that championship that season. And again, back in the day, there were several years, and there's his player is running, and Hwang, good play. Like I told you, pay attention. It's a lot of fun to watch him play third. He just makes it look so easy. But CCNY does grab 2 runs, and they are up 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back to action here as we are in the bottom of the second. The Beavers with 2 runs in their second at-bat have taken the lead, and now the Bearcats are back here trying to get it back.
Joseph Bello hitting .250 coming into the game. 1 home run, 10 RBIs.
And this one gets hit. There it is, 1 out.
Joe swinging early. Now, Steven Patterson, John, coming up to bat, hitting .375. Been on the team a few years. Great, great young man. I've gotten to know him over the years, and just a respectful, great student athlete, great role model.
Yeah, he's a CUNYAC Scholar Athlete of the Year, honorable mention, which, in case you're wondering, is an award. Every CUNY school nominates 2 male and 2 females, and it's basically based on not just athletics, but it's also based on academics. We like to say it's our Heisman Trophy. Of all the nominations, only obviously 1 male and 1 female are going to win, but to be nominated in that group is pretty darn good. Yeah,
Patterson, again, will leave his mark on Baruch academically and athletics. As just somebody that if you had to create the ultimate student athlete, that is it. Comes from a great family.
I see his father all the time at the games. I think he might even be here this afternoon. Can't tell from our angle.
Yeah. Again, Coach Torres does a great job in terms of recruiting people not only on the field, outstanding, but off. And then when they leave Baruch, they really go into society and contribute in really good ways. So, that's a testament to Coach Torres and his program.
So 2 outs on the K, and now that'll bring up for the Bearcats number 20.
By the way,
Tavares.
John Brandon Painter for City comes in at 5-1. So,
this one is whacked. Just out of play.
Well, Tavares gave it a ride. He's batting .231, no home runs, but 15 ribbies. Big guy. Looks like Pedro wants the Bearcats to go fishing a little bit, but they've got some good, at bats when they connect.
And this one's going to hit into the infield. It's going to be picked up by the third baseman, who's going to not make the play. Looks like we'll call that an E5, and Tavares gets on base.
Yeah, Tavares chopped it, and, he got on his horse. And, John, it would have been a tough play at first anyway.
I think O'Brien makes that play easily.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. But Longarzo up again. He's hitting .284.
Scored the only Bearcat run in the first inning.
Tremendous gap again between center and right. If he can, get some. I keep saying wood, even though they're metal bats. If he can get some good metal on the bat, drive it to right center field.
And here comes the pitch. This one is hit the shortstop until it gets through.
Well, that's good enough. It's a base hit, first and second.
So the Bearcats now trying to create something with 2 outs, 2 on, 2 outs. Andrew Horyczun is up to bat.
Yeah, let's give Demchek some runs to work with and let him just settle in.
This one is low.
Yeah, Hornson, he's batting .311. And, again, just looking to make contact and hit it where they aim, so to speak.
Catcher was trying to place it, but doesn't get the strike. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second here in the bottom of the second. This is a rematch. These two teams played in the CUNYAC Championship Series last year. This ball is hit down, foul.
Yeah, that was a sinking pitch by Pedro. That Horyczun again was trying to do something with it, but the ball kept sinking.
It's trying to get a bit windy here. And this ball's hit to the outfield, and it's going to be played as an F7 flyout, and that's going to end the second inning. So your score after 2 innings of play, CCNY 2, the Bearcats 1. We'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back here to the Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting Network, here on our dedicated channel that we use to broadcast as many athletic events as possible. And we're proud to be bringing you this baseball game. This is our second ever attempt to do baseball. We did a game with John Jay 7, 8 years ago, Joe?
Yes.
It sounds like such an easy thing to do, but unfortunately, a lot of the places we play, I just don't have the ability, and people don't want the camera behind home plate with the net, and it's just not. But here, because obviously Staten Island's facility is equipped, we're able to do it. And this one's hit to short. Ooh, big bounce, but Cocozza still makes the play, and it goes wide.
Rivera, leading hitter for City College, getting on by virtue of that miscue by the Bearcats. John, that particular game you make reference to was a regular season game at MCU Park, and the viewers that we accumulated reached epic numbers. And again, it was not a playoff game.
E6 is going to be the scoring on that play that gets the runner to second base. Yes, I remember. It was you and Jamal Chapman on the broadcast.
And
that was at MCU.
Correct. The other thing is, it was a kind of nothing happening game until the 5th inning, and Baruch erupted and made a tremendous comeback. And en route to winning that game, leading into the playoffs.
This one is inside.
So this is Chris Lamont, who's batting .300 coming into the game for City.
Here goes to the shortstop, and they're going to make a play and get the runner. And there you go, 6-5, and the runner on first.
Heads up play by
Fielder's
Baruch.
choice.
Heads up play by Baruch. Not a good decision by City in terms of base running. Every run, John, counts. Remember, we're going to say this a lot. Conference games, take on a different outlook, different strategy, different meaning.
So we have one out, runner on first. This one is hit to the outfield. And there's the play.
Steven Supran hitting kind of a lazy fly ball to right. Wind not really carrying much. Actually, the wind is coming towards home plate.
It feels like it's coming into our box, Joe.
Yeah. I'm glad that I didn't wear my toupee today.
Oh, boy. Joe with an exclusive. Swing and a miss.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds, may he rest in peace, used to have a hairpiece for every day. I am not at that level yet, but so this is Kevin Buzinski. Again, came into the game batting .275. His attempt now to get the runner from first over.
This one up high. Just a reminder that this is a college baseball doubleheader, so they're basically playing 2 7-inning contests. They are not playing the full 9. That only happens when they're playing a standalone single game. With only 4 schools in CUNY, everybody basically plays each other 2 doubleheaders. Back in the day, I think we used to do 3-game series, if I remember.
Yeah.
I think before the pandemic.
We want to point out that we do have a bit of a crowd here on the stands. And Baruch has been known, John will tell you, when they travel to Florida, or I believe it was Bangor, Maine, a lot of the family accompanied the kids to these sites.
And the play caught, and there it is. Rat ends the top of the third. Bearcats.
Demchek getting some lazy fly balls as he looks like he might be settling down. Nothing really hard against him.
All right, we'll be back in a minute for the bottom of the third. Welcome back, everybody, here to the bottom of the third. The Beavers up 2-1.
Joseph Cocozza from out here in Staten Island.
Staten Island kid.
Again, Bearcats leading hitter coming in .448 batting average. And that was low at the knees from Pedro.
And this one is smacked to the outfield. Left center. The player misplays it, slips. But still, Cocozza would have gotten in there with a double. And the Bearcats now have runners on second here to start the bottom of the bottom of the third inning with the cleanup guy hitting up Pedro Tejada Jr.
I'll tell you, it's no wonder why Cocozza's batting .448. I mean, when he, that was a high pitch, but he got, the good part of the bat on it and really smoked it into the outfield.
He's done that a lot. As someone who has seen a fair share of their games, he has done that quite a bit since he stepped on the Baruch campus last last year as a freshman.
So Tejada leading the Bearcats in RBIs in another RBI situation with Cocozza on second. He's got 25 and also brings a 359 batting average into the game. So we mentioned at the onset Tejada has been a standout player here at Baruch, and he, continues on. When Pedro has been around the plate, that's when the Bearcats have really timed their swing. And again, good, solid patience at the plate by the Bearcats, not fishing for any of Pedro's.
This one's hit the third. He checks the runner on second, throws it to first, 1 out.
So Cocozza is back. Coach Torres not taking any chances. That runner at second, John, very, very valuable as Baruch tries to put together, runs. So again, we don't want to, take chances. RBI situation for Brian here. He's got 13 ribbies on the year.
And this one is grounded to third. He's going to check the runner again, throws it to first. 5-3, 2 outs.
I'll tell you, that third baseman can't take a nap. A lot of business for him.
Yeah, he's been attentive.
Well, Cocozza's still at second. We would like to have moved him over. Let's see if Alback can bring him home. Alback with 6 RBIs on the season, no home runs.
This one's hit the second. Looks like it'll be a 4-3, and it is, and that ends the bottom of the third. Bearcats strand a runner on second base. And your score after 3 innings of play, it's CCNY 2, Bearcats 1. We'll be back shortly. Back to action here as we get to the top of the fourth. The Beavers of CCNY up 2-1 on the Bearcats. My name is John Evans, the Sports Information Director, here with Joseph P. Stolzer, a good friend of the athletic department, used to help out as a conditioning coach. These days he could be found. Oh, there's a hit to shortstop. Cocozza with the play, and ball's going to be a little overthrown.
Yeah, that was Ethan Angres legging one out for the Bearcats. For CCNY, excuse me.
And that'll be an E6 on Joe.
Mike Savino up for the City College, hitting .321.
Demchuk looks around, fires, runner going, and the ball gets away, and he's going to make it to second base, but he was running on the play.
Well, City College, obviously their strategy is to run whenever they get a chance on Demchuk and Tejada.
Yeah, I have to double-check the stats. I don't know if Steve Macias' teams have ever run this much. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, you know, they must have scouted. That's a great pitch by Demchuk. Again, knee-high fastball.
This one is high inside. Of course, like I said, these two teams played in the championship, and if the season were to end today, they'd be playing the championship series again, which I believe is at Maimonides Park. And, Joe, I think Maimonides Park tonight, it's UFO night. Are you going to that?
I'd like to be. You know, I don't know about people in Baruch Nation. John and I have many conversations about, you know, this fascinating UFO story, what we know, what we don't know. You know, again, some things maybe we shouldn't know, but I'd like to really know what the Cyclones have on the menu.
This one is in the dirt, and they've got another runner on base, first and second.
All right, now, once again, a little adversity for Demchuk, but the mark of a really good pitcher is to deal with adversity. Remember, Baruch Nation, this is a very young Bearcat team.
Yeah.
And, you know, but, you know, in college ball, you get, you know, sophomores become juniors and juniors become seniors quickly. So the maturity comes on. Auerbach very, very in on what looks to be a bunt to get runners over.
Yeah, he came all the way in on that one. Andrew was covering at first.
Yeah, he could have shook hands with the hitter.
You're actually right about that. This one is up high.
But again, I think Coach Torres has a lot of confidence in his pitching staff. And, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so to speak. I think as a pitcher, you know, you want to get adversity and get out of it, and you get stronger because of that.
This one is in the dirt. So 3 balls, no strikes. Runners on first and second, and head coach Jose Torres is going to come out to the mound and have a chat.
I got news for you, John. With this hitter, if you come in maybe a little off speed, you might get him fishing. Demchuk has come in with fastballs that just, you know, been away from the plate.
What do you think Jose's telling them right now?
Well, I think he's kind of reminding them of, you know, what's going on. And, you know, be in the moment. I mean, that's what I would say. You know, forget about everything. Let's be, as an athlete, John, you have to be in the moment. It's not what happened. It's not what's going to happen. You have to be in the moment. This is a great situation of Demchuk just has to get that one pitch to get out, and then we take it from there.
And it looks like he's going to try to bunt, pulls back.
Great pitch.
Strike.
Great pitch. Now, you know, you want to give him a pitch that makes him go fishing.
Here we go. Bench is getting very loud. Crucial point in this Game 1 contest. There's a swing, foul.
Yeah, this is when the pitcher has to be really crafty, John, and throw that pitch that, you know, again, the hitters certainly can't do anything with.
Here we go, full count. This one is hit to the outfield. It's hit deep, and it's going to go up against the wall. Ball's thrown back in. 1 run is in. Here comes the second, but they're going to hold them up. So 1 run scores. Runners on second and third with the double, RBI double. And the Beavers of CCNY take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 4th.
Well, Corigliano really, you know, interesting at bat. He opened the at bat with trying to bunt over, and then he settles in and takes a fastball down the middle from Demchek, and he hits it a mile.
Very important part of this game. Bearcats need to find a way to shut down CCNY.
John, Demchek just threw a great off-speed pitch to de Blasio. Wish he would have thrown that on the prior at bat.
But we got a big win now coming into our box here. This one's hit. And they're saying foul ball.
Wow, that was lucky. That was very close to being in play. I love this time of a game because I love to see how a pitcher reacts and how he gets better given certain situations. And it'll bode well going forward, especially in the playoff games down the road.
This one is going to be a 2-3. So what's it, grounded, Joe?
Yeah.
So runners stay at second and third with one out. And
John Cregan, obviously a chance to drive in 2 runs for City, but again, it's all on Demchek now to, go into his bag of tricks and throw out pitches.
this one's hit to short. They're going to make the play at home. Got him. Great play.
Well,
Cocozza. 6-2 if you're scoring at home.
Great play. And again, really good pitch by Demchek. An out pitch. And that's really what Coach Torres wants him to do now, throw out pitches. And nothing better, John, than a ground ball. Keep the ball in the infield.
Great play by the Bearcats to prevent a run. Now we've got runners on the corners with one out. And this one is hit foul down the left field line.
Yeah, Rivera was way ahead of that pitch and, gave it a ride, but way in foul territory. So, again, we see Demchek settling down here.
This one is up high, and looks like they're going to let him steal.
Yeah, Tejada doesn't want to risk getting that run home from third.
Yeah, they probably would have tricked, yeah. Yeah, with the way they run around the base paths, that probably better to let them run.
Yeah. Again, second, we're worried about the third base run. But Tejada, I'll tell you, Tejada's in on it. Very, very good player, both offensively and defensively. Tejada really has to guard against a wild pitch or a pass ball here, so he's got to really be close to the ground.
This one is outside. 2 outs, 2 on here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I'd like to see Demchek, John, go after Rivera here. He's kind of like, pitching him out. Again, looking for him to go fishing. But it would be a great confidence builder if he went after him and got him out.
This one is hit out to left field. And it's going to go over his head. And 2 runs are going to score. And we're going to have ourselves a double.
Yeah, that was a playable ball, John. John, did the wind take that ball at the last minute?
It probably did, because I think he started on, and then he kept running back, and the ball just kept floating.
Yeah. The wind took that. Looked like it was kind of, good, easy catch with a bunch of strides, but then it took off.
5-1.
Chris Lamont up for City.
And this one is fouled back. I want to thank everybody for watching our broadcast. As we've said, we hoping to do another one this season. Really comes down to facilities. We get asked all the time, especially with the out-of-state parents. It comes down to the facilities, and unfortunately, when you go to a place and you have to rely on Wi-Fi, it doesn't work. We tried to do this with softball at Randall's Island, but there's this train tracks over this field that Amtrak uses. There's no way that the Wi-Fi works.
That reminds me, John, of the Woody Allen movie where he lived right underneath the L.
Swing and a miss.
In Coney Island.
Yeah, when you got that much power up on the bridge near the softball field, it's just not going to work. I always have to tell people that because it's not a reluctance to do it. It's just logistics.
Well, Baruch Nation is the greatest fans you can ask for. Incredibly loyal. The viewership for basketball, both men and women,
and
volleyball, always very high. And people have to understand Baruch Athletics is on the highest level in terms of winning across the board, not only in CUNY but in regions. Anytime you tune in, you're going to get really the best of, no matter what the sport is. We love our soccer. We love, you name it. Of course, the Aquatics by Charlie Lampasso.
This one hit right up the middle. Cocozza with the play, and he gets the third out. Nice play preventing the ball from getting through. And after 3.5 innings to play, your CUNYAC conference score, the Beavers 5 and the Bearcats 1. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Don't listen to him. You can't do any wrong in my book. Yeah, but they would wind up in a post office, those photos. Joseph Bello at the plate for the Bearcats.
And this one is popped up in foul territory. The ball's going to drop. Opportunity, but they couldn't make the play.
Yeah, Bello got under that pitch again from Pedro. Bello again at 250, but he does have 10 ribbies, 1 home run. And I keep mentioning the Bearcats have a big gap between right and center. Hopefully they can start taking advantage. They need some base runners now, but let's not get it back all in one shot. Let's scratch away at this at Pedro.
Yeah, you have essentially 2 of the better pitchers this afternoon going off in this first game. The big difference is that CCNY's had a few extra hits, big hits too.
Well, they took Demchek, to throw a good pitch, and they waited and made the most of it. So Bello is out on strikes, and here is our guy, Stephen Patterson.
Steve's my go-to guy when I need something from one of the players. I go to Patterson. Last year against CCNY, he had the walk-off walk that helped the Bearcats win that. If everybody remembers that Friday Game 1 against CCNY out at, I still call it MCU Park. It's known as Maimonides Park, Brooklyn Cyclones, and he had the walk-off.
John, I'm sure they're going to change the name of that many times.
Oh, I'm sure. Joe, how about you sponsoring that? The Joe Stolzer Stadium. This
Hey,
one drops.
Steven Patterson lacing one into left field, and he's on. Yeah, I can. If casinos, John, come into Coney Island, you can bet that MCU Park may have a casino kind of name with it.
By the way, Joe, it would not be a Baruch Bearcats broadcast without hearing from our good friend George Stasko. Staten Island native, by the way.
Is George at the Staten Island Mall today shopping?
Yeah, he just sent me a text. He says it's UFO Appreciation Day in Coney Island today.
Exactly, and it's got my interest. I'd like to see
this one in the hole. And do they make the play? No. Good job by Patterson.
Yeah, good hustle by Patterson. Patterson watching where the ball and the second baseman were, and he went into a slide just to make sure that he got in safely. So Bearcats now a little bit of a threat, first and second. And Longarzo.
He's had a few hits today.
Longarzo up, batting 284, coming into the game. And big RBI situation for him.
This one is hit, and it's into the outfield. And the Bearcats have loaded it up with the second, with 2, 3, and 4 coming up to bat. And look who's coming up.
Well, Mr. 448 batting average. This is a great scenario if you had to script this, John. Well, excuse me. Horyczun is up now.
You got Horyczun, you got Cocozza, and you got Tejada. Perfect opportunity.
Yeah, I'll tell you. For this could be a Netflix. You can't script it any better for this scene.
This is what you need to take advantage of, and the Bearcats got the first good guy up to bat, Andrew. And he hits this to the outfield. And it's going to make a play, and they're going to tag the runner. He's going to come home.
Good job, Steve.
Good job, Patterson. Bearcats pick up a run. 5-2.
Okay, so again, we don't want it all in one shot. We want to scratch away at Pedro. And again, the wind is a little bit of a problem out there in the outfield for the outfielders. Ball carrying a little bit here and there, but again, Bearcats, no obstacles. But let's place the ball
outside. Bearcats.
Well, again, pointing to that gap between center field and right field. If Joe can get some good metal on the ball, we got runners coming in.
And he hits it to the outfield. Does he make the play?
No, that's a hit, John.
No. Oh, boy, do they have the runner doubled up? And they do. Too bad.
Oh, boy.
That's a tough spot to be in because you didn't know for a second there whether or not he actually did catch the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a tough spot.
Yeah, tough spot. And, again, the runner was leaning. I think, listen, John, Coach Torres was screaming, but I don't know if he got the attention. And, tough play. But you know what? Let's play defense now and come back and make the most of our next at-bat. No looking back.
We'll be back in 1 minute. Bearcats, it's Jack Miller.
Oh, hold on. You're right. 26 is Miller, correct.
All right, so top of the fifth, 5-2. I see 5/6. You're not welcome. Yes.
Jack Miller,
Miller.
26.
Yes, yeah.
Any defensive changes? No.
I don't see defensive, no. Thank you. Okay, ready, Joe? Here we go. I'll
Yep.
start it off. I see
2 for Baruch.
3/2. Back to action here as we are in the top of the fifth. The Beavers with a 5-2 lead, and we have a new pitcher for the Bearcats.
Yeah, John, Jack Miller coming in with a 6.23 ERA, 8 appearances, and he's pitched 19 innings, struck out 11, given up 19 earned runs, 26 runs. So, again, middle relief pitching now for Coach Torres and the Bearcats as they try and limit the runs now for City. Steven Supron up now for City.
Yeah, this is the third meeting this season between these two teams. They split the first doubleheader. If I recall correctly, I think it was played at Bronx Community College.
Bless you.
And this afternoon here.
Well, there's no doubt that Miller has to, keep City off the
That's
scoreboard.
a walk.
Your middle reliever has to kind of hold the fort. So let's see if City continues to try and run on the Bearcats. This is Brzezinski up. Demchek, I know he gave up some runs, but you could see he's got a great future ahead of him. Throw the ball.
This one is outside.
He's got a little bit of a lead at first. He had.
Sun is disappearing.
Yeah. John, I wonder if at UFO night, if they're going to have drones flying around the stadium.
It's funny. Last night, by the way, we have runners now on first and second, no outs. Set up the table here. Yeah, last night I was at our men's tennis match out at the prestigious U.S. National Tennis Center where they play the U.S. Open. Our Bearcats were playing Pratt Institute, and I was watching the fifth singles, and a drone flew by. Literally flew by over the courts, and we didn't know where it was coming from. People actually thought it was me because I was on my laptop. But there was drones, and when you're at the tennis center, there's tons of planes that fly over from LaGuardia Airport.
Right.
But this one flew very low, and it caught our attention. But yeah, they'll probably have a few. But
I think drones. They can have many things, but drones would kind of get things rocking out at MCU.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Stasco's out at some information about that. So Coney Island today, the Cyclones are playing at 2:00. They're taking on the Wilmington Blue Rocks.
Whoa.
Are you a Blue Rocks fan, Joe?
I am not a Blue Rock fan, and it's shame on me.
How dare you? Outside.
By the way, Miller I think Coach Torres just wants him to throw strikes here. You know, he's kind of all over the place.
This one is outside.
Yeah, he's all over. Of course, the Bearcats can't afford to give up another base run and a loaded. So this is a big out now for Miller.
Here's the pitch. Up high.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's in all the zip codes.
Bearcats with 2 runs. Beavers with 5 runs.
Well, through the years, Bearcats have known to make middle inning comebacks.
Runners going. Ball 4.
Yeah, I think Coach Torres has probably got to get some bullpen action at this point. Bases loaded. This is Mike Savino up for City College. And again, Bearcats defensively really need to get that lead runner. You know, you don't want to give up another run.
Here's the pitch. Down low.
Yeah, you can see infield for the Bearcats kind of looking to creep in, particularly at short. Albeck at first, you can bet that he's going to be on his horse towards home plate.
This one is up high. Well, but it's count.
Might have been the best pitch John Miller's thrown, and a hanging curveball.
Well done. And this one is down low. 2-1.
Yeah, Miller thinks that City's going to go fishing at the plate, but, you know, they've been pretty impressive in terms of waiting for their pitch.
Boy, it is windy here. Look at the flag in left field. This one is hit to left field. Makes the play, and the runner's going to tag. And one run will score. Runners will stay on first and second.
Tell you, Savino golfed that. It was an inside pitch, low.
6-2.
Sirigliano up now for City College. And again, runner at second is what Baruch has to focus on. Don't allow that run to come in.
And this one is hit to second. Tags the runner, throws to first. Double play? Let's see, what do they call here? It looks like they got the runner on first, but are they saying that he didn't tag the runner going to second? I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah, it looks like first is out, second is safe.
Okay.
By the way, it was a really good pitch by Miller, which led to an easy ground ball to second.
Two outs here. Runners on second and third.
De Blasio will be at bat for City.
Steve Macias came out to talk to the umpires.
Coach Torres wants an explanation on.
Yeah, he thinks there was a double play. It was a good play by Andrew. The question, I guess the umpires are saying that he didn't tag the runner.
I'm going to say that how could he have not tagged him because the runner just passed him.
Yeah, it was so close.
Unless the ball he bobbled again, it looked like he passed him and tagged him, but. So Miller again has made a couple of good pitches lately. Let's see if he can come up with another one.
This one is in the third, but protected by Tejada in front of the plate.
Well, you know, this is where Tejada in the middle innings, late innings, down, needing to save runs. This is where he's a standout defensively. No wild pitches or pass balls allowed.
Strike.
Great pitch by Miller. Really froze de Blasi.
It is really windy. I mean, I keep looking at that flag in left field, and it is really going off there. And they call that a ball.
I think that was another good pitch by Miller that they did not call a strike.
Here we go. The windup, the pitch. And this one is hit to right field. And it's going to bring in 2 runs.
Well, anytime a hitter goes the opposite way, that's you could call that a good at bat. Unfortunately, Miller put it right over. Here's John Cregan with a runner at first.
And this one is down low. So 2 outs, top of the 5th, runner on first base, and the Beavers are in front 8-2. The runner is running, throw, they got him. Beautiful.
Now
2-6 on that one if you're scoring at home.
Shout out to Tejada. Great catch, great stance, and he put it right on the money to second.
We'll be back in 1 minute.
All right, we're back. Brandon Pater still in for City College. Tejada will lead off. Pedro will lead off for the Bearcats as they try and mount a comeback here. Bottom of the 5th. Pater's pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1. Baruch has been known to make comebacks historically in the middle innings, which actually led to some championships. Tejada fouls that off to the right side. So this is their time now, down, and no run is deficit is too much for this Bearcat team historically. Pitched by Pater low. There's a ground ball to third by Tejada, bobbled, and he's safe. So Baruch, no one out. Runner on. Tejada's on. And Brian Wang is up. Came into the game batting 197. Now Baruch, again, tremendous opening between right and center field. If Brian can get one in that gap, Tejada would score easily. That's been open for them the entire game. Pitch from Pater outside. Ball. Baruch has to be really patient here at the plate as they try and inch back in the game. Pedro's pitch again, way outside and low. Tejada, not really a lead at first. Now he's got a lead, but again, I don't think Coach Torres has him going. Do we try a little hit and run here to move Tejada along? Pitch from Pedro fouled off. It was a little bit high. Again, that was a fastball fouled off to the right side.
Just want to say thanks again for everybody watching today's broadcast. We're glad to be bringing it. We'll also have Game 2 coming up next. And swing and a miss.
Yeah, Pedro, again, was all over the place on that at bat. Here's Albach again. RBI situation for the first baseman. Yeah, we always want to, again, thank the Baruch Nation for their loyalty in terms of following, really some really great teams at Baruch. And if you can't be at the game, nothing better than the YouTube telecast. I know people come out for the Battle of Lexington. That's one thing. And, of course, we'd love to see people regularly, and senior night is big.
And this one is hit to second, and did they manage to double him up? No.
Oh, close play at first. But Albach, just got under it. Had he hit it a little bit more, it would have been over the second baseman's head on into the outfield.
So
Joseph Bello up now as, again, Baruch trying to get a run in somehow.
never give up. Keep battling to get that run. And that one is outside. One thing I also want to mention about our broadcast, we have two YouTube channels at Baruch Athletics. We have one that we use only for broadcasting. And then obviously we also have the main channel. This one is hit into the outfield, base hit. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Wakely. And so we have one channel dedicated solely to broadcasting, and then we have the main channel. And anything that's broadcast on the Bearcats broadcasting channel, this one, eventually gets uploaded to the main channel. And the reason why we have two separate channels is because sometimes when you're broadcasting, and it happens, it's one of the things about this business, you accidentally have a song on it, and YouTube will slap a copyright on you saying that you don't have permission to play this song, even if it's just timeout song, and it'll block you from showing the video in North America. They'll let people in Europe see it, but not in North America because of the rights. So if you understand copyrights, that's the reason why we have two separate channels. Eventually, this game will be on the main channel if you go to the playlist. So for anybody that wonders, swing and a miss.
John, Pedro's come back with some interesting pitches that Wakely's just a little bit late on swinging at. But, they're right down the middle by Pedro.
And this one is hit to the outfield. It drops into the corner, rolls all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes 2. Torres is going to wave him in. And Bello will score.
Good decision
Good
by
play.
Coach Torres to, get 2, not 1.
8-4. I was saying just about a few minutes ago, cannot give up. Everything counts.
Well, John, what you're saying about the music, if you're going to get flagged, hopefully it's some good tunes that you get flagged for. Some Peter Cetera,
Oh, wow. How is Peter Cetera not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, exactly. You know, some Bon Jovi.
Played at third. Boy, this is a good third baseman. Throws it across. And that ends the inning.
Well,
Bearcats, though, did get 2 runs.
Yeah, they got to Pedro, which is something I think they want to do at this point.
So we are now going to the top of the 6th with your score. Bearcats trailing the Beavers 8-4. And one thing I wanted to say again, so basically we have 2 different channels, and that's because if we run into any issues with copyrights broadcasting the game and they suspend the account, we don't lose the main account, which obviously has thousands of videos and over 15 years of work put into it, and that's why we have to have a separate account. And, hey, you respect it. You know, certainly if accidentally a music gets played during a timeout, it's certainly not because we're trying to create a broadcast with music, but unfortunately that's what we have to do in case everybody wonders why is there a second channel.
Yeah, just so the viewers know that J-Lo apparently was a student at Baruch for a minute. So, maybe...
I invited her to this broadcast, Joe, but,
but maybe...
She was too busy.
Maybe you may hear a J-Lo song in between innings or something.
Now, J-Lo, if she knew if it was for Baruch baseball, I think she would be cool with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ben Affleck would be cool with it, but I think Jennifer Lopez would be cool with it.
Well, Ben Affleck may have gone to the Dunkin' Donuts.
Probably.
Because apparently this guy is living in Dunkin' Donuts. So he may have been the one on 3rd Avenue or there's one on 23rd Street. So you never know.
Look, he's from Massachusetts. Let me tell you one thing I've learned about Massachusetts. There is a Dunkin'. Oh, excuse me, by the way, they now call it Dunkin'. It's not even Dunkin' Donuts anymore. There is a Dunkin' literally every 2 blocks in Boston.
Yeah, that's a franchise to get into. Now, here's the thing for Miller. Miller's got to keep the City College team off the scoreboard as Baruch inched back with 2 runs in the last inning. So he's got to throw his out pitches here. And he did. He threw some good pitches last inning.
And this one is fouled.
I think it nicked Tejada as he comes up limping.
Not easy being a catcher.
No, not at all. Hey, not easy being an umpire. Sometimes even though those umps got some padding, they get nicked up as well. So
yeah, that's Nick Zabelli's crew.
Yeah. So not the glamour positions, catchers.
Nope.
But, again, Miller.
This one is hit through the hole.
That was an off-speed pitch by Miller. And, really good job of waiting and hitting by City. John Cregan waiting on Miller and hitting one in between short and second.
Hey, Kadima. Down low. All right.
John Rivera up for City. Again, their leading hitter came into the game at .425. So there's a big at bat for Miller. A little bit high there. Again, this ump, his strike zone seems to be around the knees.
A lot of wind now. I'm even seeing some of the sand kind of flying around now.
Yeah, oh boy, you can hear it.
This one hit out to center field. Good play, 1 out.
Yeah, good patience in the outfield of getting ready for that ball to kind of move around. I think you have to really position yourself to determine what the wind is going to do. Chris Lamond up now for City.
Throw to first, runner back.
Yeah, little bit of a lead at first.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about this game. It is flying. We are...
Miller really throwing it outside, maybe anticipating a stolen base attempt by Cregan.
We're about 90 minutes into this game, and we're already in the top of the 6th. But it has gotten very cold. It just kind of feels like it's going to start raining soon.
Well, John, I think if you are at a UFO appreciation in Coney Island today, you're going to have your layers on. Being by the water in Coney Island.
It can get very cold. Oh, man.
I have personally sprinted from MCU Park, not run, in the 5th inning of a Baruch NYU game a couple of years ago. It was freezing.
Yeah.
There goes Cregan.
Here's the play. Do they get him? Nah, he looks like he's going to make it.
Yeah. Cregan goes under the tag. So an RBI situation now for Chris Lamont. And again, Baruch cannot afford to give up another run in their quest to come back. And so Miller has to bear down, throw his out pitches here.
Here's the pitch. Did it hit him or did it hit the bat? I think it hit the bat.
I don't know if it
hit. No, they're saying it hit him in the arm.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely did not hit his bat. This is when we need replay, John.
Or like in soccer, where's the VAR?
Yeah, Coach Torres pleading his case with the home plate ump that it hit his bat. And Coach Torres, playing the lawyer here.
Yeah, look at that dust that's starting to kick up in front of home plate. Everyone's got to kind of cover their eyes.
Yeah, that's not good when it gets into your eyes.
Yeah, they're going to say that it was a hit by pitch.
So 1st and 2nd now for City College, and RBI situation possibly for Steven Supron. Again, Tejada has to watch out for a pass ball, a wild pitch.
And this one is hit to the it's going to throw it out. Oh, good play. Does it get him at third? No.
Okay, well, they got one out of that.
Yeah, there was a good play to try to get the runner out on third, but the runner made it back.
Kevin Brzezinski will come up for City. Runner at 1st and 3rd. And, again, Miller's got to get his out pitches in. And Tejada, no wild pitches or pass balls in this situation. I really think Miller's got to come after this guy and stop the bleeding. That's a good off-speed pitch, and ump does not call it a strike, calls it a ball. Seemed to be right there in the strike zone. That's another good pitch by Miller. Brzezinski late fouls it off.
And this one is fouled at the plate.
So Brzezinski late on his swing on these last 2 pitches. And, Miller's got to close it right now.
This one is fouled with the runner going to second.
Tell you what, Brzezinski was late on that too. And it was lucky that he got a piece of the ball, fouled it off. But, Miller's right there now. I think if he came in with an off-speed pitch, he'd get him.
Swing and a miss. Nice.
Off-speed pitch by Miller. Serves it up.
Good play by Miller. Good pitch. And so we finished. We're now heading to the bottom of the 6th. And your score, the Beavers of CCNY 8, the Bearcats 4. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Pater's still in the game. Number 6 is still Pater. All right, so at bat now, Roy Longarzo for the Bearcats. Bearcats got to get runners on now. Pater's still in the game for City College. 8-4, City College in the lead.
Yeah, one thing we wanted to mention about last inning, Wakely came in for Patterson. And obviously he hit the double that gave the Bearcats the 2 runs. So just an FYI for you scoring at home. This one's hit to center. Back. Over his head. And Longarzo is going to have himself a double. That's what the Bearcats wanted here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah,
get a runner on base. Jose Torres clapping, very happy to start off this way.
Well, again, great at bat as Pater, threw it down, Main Street. And a little bit of help from the wind, John, sending that ball further towards the fence in center. Well, I believe that's a ground rule double.
Hey, we'll take it.
And again, the wind is a friend now to Baruch.
Well, it's about time.
Because those 2 drives were aided by the wind. Now, Pater, if you're City College, do you go to your closer at this point? But it seems like they're keeping him in. And you know something? Baruch maybe have gotten to Pater at this point.
Yeah, well, you got one of your top hitters up, Cocozza.
Yeah.
No outs with runner on second.
This is your leading hitter, batting average-wise.
And this one is going to stay in play. It looks like it's going to drop.
Interesting interesting choice by
the wind kind of played with that because for a second you thought it was going to go foul, and it wound up staying in play and dropping. Another hit for Cocozza, and now you've got your cleanup batter up
Tejada.
with 2 runners on base.
But how about on these 3 at-bats, John? The wind has been an aid for Baruch. Yeah. So thank you, wind. May not be good for our hair, but certainly is helping this Baruch comeback. So Tejada with 25 RBIs to lead the Bearcats coming into this game. Great situation for him. Pater trying to keep the runner at first close. Hey, as he keeps throwing it into the ground, you keep throwing it, that third base runner will come home. So
just found the corner on that pitch.
Yeah, so Bearcats have to be alert at third base because if Pater's going to keep throwing widely at first, you may have an opportunity to come home. There it is.
And this one is wild. 1 run will score. Cocozza will go to second, and the Bearcats now have cut the lead to 8-6.
Yeah, so, Pater being off with these little trivial throws, and the Bearcats were alert and took advantage and scored. So if you're going to be careless, that's what happens.
Still no outs.
Hey, good third base coaching by Coach Torres throughout this game.
Outside.
Pedro looks to be a little bit off his game at this point. And I think that City's going to have a word with him at the mound.
Yeah, Steve said, so there's going to be a bit of a word. So let's set up the table here. We are in the bottom of the sixth. The Bearcats have scored 4 straight runs, 2 last inning, 2 this inning, and have managed to cut what was once an 8-2 lead to 8-6. And they've got a runner on second and nobody out, and the cleanup hitter up to bat.
Well, also your leading run producer in Tejada. Plus, Tejada is a veteran. He's been around, and he knows the scenario. Here's the thing. He needs to get that runner from second over to third or home. Well, looked like he might have been trying to go to right field on that.
And that's a ball.
John, in this situation with a runner at second, the classic wheel play in baseball. I don't know if City College is going to do that, but Baruch has to be aware of that.
And this one's outside. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out.
I think Pedro didn't want anything to do with Tejada, as evidenced by some of his pitches, which were just out of the strike zone.
So here comes Brian Hwang, Bearcats third baseman. He's got 2 on, no outs. Bearcats trailing 8-6.
Hwang with 13 RBIs on the season.
Outside.
And, Pedro now, I think Baruch has got a chance to get to Pedro right now because he seems to be, way off the plate.
Yeah, and CCNY has to have a pitcher in the bullpen warming up. And this one is right in there.
Yeah, that was an off-speed pitch. I think Hwang really looking for fastball. Watch out, second baseman coming in.
And this one is fouled behind home plate.
Second baseman was coming in looking for a possible play at second. Well, these are the at-bats that really define a season. You're down, and you're trying to come back. You kind of got the pitcher on the latter part of his day.
And they're calling it strike 3.
Hey, John, I think that was way outside. Tough call for the Bearcats. I don't know why Coach Torres isn't having a word with the ump because that was way outside. But okay, we got to forget about it. Let's go, Ourvan.
And swing and a miss on the first pitch.
Yeah, it's a veteran player up now. Big situation.
And this one gets away, and the runners are going to advance to second and third.
Well, a present but I'm not surprised, John. Pedro has been wild in this inning.
And hope he stays wild.
Yeah. And he just got away with a wild pitch in his favor, called strike 3 for the but again, Ourvan, this is it now. Great opportunity.
And this one is hit down the left field line. It's going to go out of play.
I'll tell you, the wind was taking that. I didn't know which direction the wind was taking that. That could have gone favorably for Outback, but it just took it, into foul territory.
Yeah, the net behind the Baruch bench is really taking a lot of wind right now. You could just see it kind of wobbling.
Yeah,
You can't really see it here on the screen.
I'd hate to be on the ocean in this one. Joseph Bello on deck. Yeah, that was a big out for Pedro. He gets Outback, and now it's really Bello with 2 outs drawn. That's really got to come through here, and not let Pedro get off the hook.
Bearcats need to take a deep breath, and looks like they're going to visit the mound. CCNY, are they making a change? Yes, they are.
Wow. So they're going away from one of their aces to the bullpen. But you know what? Pedro did a good job in this outing today. Kind of seems to have run out of gas.
So let's set up the table here. We have runners on second and third, 2 outs. And CCNY is going to make a change. Joe, what number do we have got coming in? What did you see? Let's see if we could get a number here. Looks like 30. Is that 34?
Yeah. Hold
Matthew Q, a sophomore from New York, went to Brooklyn Tech High School. Number 34. We'll be back in 1 minute.
So
Here we go.
Matthew Q, John, coming in with an 5.31 ERA, and he's 0-3 on the year. He's had 9 appearances, so he seems to be the big reliever for City. He's got 20 strikeouts and 20.1 innings.
And this one's outside. Two outs, 2 on. New pitcher, the rookie Bello up at the plate.
Well, it's on cue now.
This one is fouled back.
It's on cue now to, stop the bleeding for City, and of course it's on Bello to extend the inning for the Bearcats and at least tie the game. But he is the go-ahead runner.
There goes that wind again in our box. This one is outside. Good look there.
Bello does have 1 home run on the year.
I think it was a grand slam.
Wow. Now, of course, Q's job is to, just go after the hitter. He's all over the place at the moment, favorably, for the Bearcats.
And this one is fouled.
Yeah, he jammed Bello on that. That was really inside. Bello couldn't get anything on that. That was at his hands.
Drew Jackson is in the bullpen warming up for the Bearcats.
Drew Jackson sounds like somebody who plays for Texas.
And this one is hit up the middle, hits the pitcher. Is he going to make a play? He's safe. And a run scores. Tejada goes to third. So runners on the corner, and it's now 8-7.
Well, Robin Wakely, a chance to tie the game.
Well, he had the big 2-run hit 2 innings ago.
Or give the Bearcats the lead with Bello at first.
That's the 12 hits now for the Bearcats today. And they need another one, trailing here 8-7 in the bottom of the 6th. They were trailing 8-2. Look at the outfield. Look at that. Look at the wind and how it's blowing the sand.
Yeah.
And the Bearcats need another one open. Now they're going to call a timeout because of the wind and the sand blowing. Smart play by the umpire.
Yeah, this gets right up in your eyes.
Yeah, and even Wakely was saying that was the right thing to do. Here we go. Swing and a miss.
Tell you what, big opening between second and short for Wakely. If he can get a good metal on the ball, line it right up the middle, would bring in 1 run.
And that catches the corner.
Yeah, that just caught the corner. Now, Wakely's got to be selective here and really, swing at a good pitch.
And he hits this one. It's going to go to center, left field, and he's going to make the play. So the good news is the Bearcats picked up a run. The bad news is they left 2 on, but they're getting closer, and it's 8-7 after 6 innings of play. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Tejada's still the catcher. John, do you have City 4-2 in the conference?
No, I think they're. No, it can't be. It's got it because they play doubleheaders. They're. I think like with us, they're 5-1.
Oh, because it's 4-2 you have on the sheet.
Well, that's the stats off their website. Let me actually double check that. Let me see what they got here. All right, ready, go, Joe. I'm gonna let you go. Ready?
Ethan Angris up now for City. Top of the 7th. Miller's still in for the Bearcats in a situation to not allow any more runs for City, as Baruch has inched back to being down by 1. So this is a huge inning now for Miller to, keep them off the scoreboard. So he's, wow, that last pitch seemed to be right over the plate, but ump does not give him the strike. Oh.
Yeah, so the Bearcats going into this game, correction at something I said earlier today. Baruch is 5-1 in CUNY, and CCNY is 4-2. The wind just keeps whipping it up here.
Well, right now, Andrus just kind of working Miller, and he's trying to get on base. So he's just sitting back. Hey, listen, there's a fastball outside of the plate. Now, ump gives Miller the strike. 2 pitches ago, they called it a ball.
And this one is fouled, but it's going to go into the stands.
Well, 3-2. Again, there's no doubt that Andrus is up, trying to earn a walk to first base. Andrus hits a lazy ground ball to second, and he's thrown out. So Mike Savino up at bat now for City, 1 down. And, again, it's Miller's job to hopefully get 3 up, 3 down. So the Baruch team has that final at-bat to get this W in a comeback victory, hopefully. Good pitch by Miller.
2 outs.
Savino late on that, hits a lazy pop-up to short. Mike Sigliano up at bat. Hopefully Miller gets him out for the 3rd out. Low fastball away from the plate.
This one is going to be hit foul down the left field line.
I'll tell you what, John. He got all of that. Gave it a ride, but again, the wind, a factor taking it foul.
Another foul.
Yeah, Sigliano kind of a free swinger here. No matter where Miller's throwing the ball, he's swinging it.
And there you go. That's the 3rd out.
Well, Miller did his job, John. 3 up, 3 down.
And the Bearcats now get the rally caps out because they need to score a run to tie this and 2 to win it. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, the final inning coming up. We'll be back in 1 minute. just telling Joe about the international runner rule in the bottom of the seventh, but I don't think he knows about it. How do you not know about it, Joe? I thought you were like a baseball guy.
No, five for 18. Oh, 44. No, 44 is in Jake Ourvan.
No, they were talking about them. Back to action here. Jake Ourvan is the leadoff batter here. He's pinch hitting.
Jake hitting .333 on the season. No home runs, 2 RBIs.
Yeah, and he's coming in for Kenneth Tavares.
Also a defensive change. Victor Morrow shot coming in for Ethan Angris for City College.
And there's a walk. That's exactly what you wanted to see here in the bottom of the seventh. Get a runner on base. And now that brings up Roy Longarzo, who's been on base quite a few times today.
Yeah, Baruch
top of the lineup coming up.
Baruch has to be very careful now with this runner on first now. Make sure no pickoffs at first. And if there's a wild pitch or a pass ball, get on your horse. But that's where Coach Torres and Coach Roman come in terms of instruction.
That one goes in for a strike. Bearcats were trailing 8-2. They have scored the last 5 runs, the last several innings, and now here in their final at bat in the 7th inning. This is a doubleheader, so they're playing 2 7s. And just to note that after this game, this broadcast will finish, and then in about 30 minutes after the game, same channel here, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting Channel, will have the second game, so just go back to the channel page. This will not continue to the second game. This one's hit to the outfield. Runner goes back, and he makes the play. 1 out.
So Matthew Q gets a big out in his attempt to close the door on the Bearcats.
So here comes Andrew. He's up. 1 out, 1 on.
Now, you know, what does Coach Torres do here, John? Do we play hit and run with 1 out? That just got the corner by Q. Stolen base might be a little iffy. But with the wind blowing, might be tough. There's a hit.
That one drops in between left center.
Oh.
And runner's now on first and second.
That was a very interesting play at second.
Yeah, now you've got 3, 4, and 5 coming up with 1 out.
Well, you got your best, arguably your best hitter at the plate now with 1 out.
And it looks like Macias is going to come out. Let's see if he makes a change. He keeps looking at the bullpen. Is he going to do something? Let's see. Do they have somebody warming up? Well, they did have somebody warming up. Yep, now they're making the change. Let's see what number's coming in. Let's see, what do we have here? Again, runners on first and second, 1 out, pitching change for the Beavers with Joe Cocozza coming up. And now let's see. So they'll now go into warm-ups as we try to figure out exactly the number that made the change here. Looks like 3. Number 3.
Yes, so that's
Max Murray.
Max Murray.
Sophomore from Ardsley, New York, went to Iona Prep.
So Max Murray, ERA of 3. He's made 2 appearances. He's got 1 save. And 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. So, you know, we get the idea that this guy's going to come in with some heat or try to come in with some heat versus the Bearcats. But Q was somebody that, didn't really have an out pitch. He just kind of put the ball over, and Bearcats, could have gotten to him. So for City College's perspective, to get him out is a good move, and now put the ball in the hands of Murray, who looks like just he's going to bring that fastball in. There's no doubt. In this situation, you would want a pitcher that either is going to throw smoke or just, have a bag of tricks and try and fool the hitter. So let's see what Murray does here. Well, this is your best hitter.
Here we go.
Versus a hard-throwing right-hander.
And this one is outside.
Yeah. Joe's got to be real patient here at the plate. And, he knows what he's going to get. I don't know how many curveballs he's going to see here. Tejada waiting on deck.
Yeah, this is the situation you want to be in if you've got to make a comeback. You want the heart of your lineup coming up right now. And that one is inside, doesn't hit him. And that's a ball, so.
Yeah, looks like Joe really, he'll take the walk. But, again, if that ball's over Broadway, you can expect him to take a whack at it.
And this one is hit. Chopper to third. It gets by the third baseman. The tying run. Ourvan scores, and the Bearcats have now runners on second and third. They have tied this game at 8.
Yeah, what the third baseman tried to do is backhand the ball instead of putting his body in front of it. And that just, that was a disaster. The ball just went right by him.
He had been making so many good plays throughout the game.
Yeah,
but on that one, he let it get through.
Yeah. Fundamentally, John, yeah. Good break for the Bearcats. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and let's just also give some credit to Jake Ourvan. Yep. For getting on base and helping start this rally.
Well, Tejada in an RBI situation.
And swing and a miss.
And, again, Tejada is the leading RBI guy for the Bearcats at 25. So if your City, looks like they're playing the infield slightly in.
This one is low.
Well, that pitch could have gone either way given this umpire strike zone. He had called pitches like that strikes, but favorably for Baruch, it's a ball.
And this one misses. All right, Bearcats.
Well, Tejada, again, if he can go to right field, the runners can walk in to score.
And here's a pitch, and it hops over the third baseman, gets the bounce. And there goes the winning run. Tejada with the winner.
Well, John, forget the win. Thank the turf for that one.
That was a high bounce, a very high bounce that kind of just maybe hit a pebble or something. I don't know. Tough situation.
Hey, John, I think it hit a couple of daisies, and the daisies just pole vaulted it in. But shout out to Baruch, who creeped back from an 8-2 deficit.
7 runs.
To win the game in really what makes champions. You're never out of it. And I think I want to shout out to Coach Torres for making great decisions man-wise throughout the game, and also really good base running in terms of how things worked out for the Bearcats.
Yeah, so a lot of credit. Miller gets the win, I believe. I believe that he picks up the win in relief. And
Will Miller did a great job.
Is that right, Dima? Miller gets the win. We're talking to our statistician, very famous Dima Kamenchek, the CUNYAC soccer champion.
Yeah, he's won a couple of things at Baruch.
So,
but John, again, this is what makes champions: is that you deal with adversity, and you find out a little bit more about your players and how they deal with adversity, and you really find ways to win, and you're never out of a game. And again, Coach Roman and Coach Torres again making adjustments along the way, and let's just say a big conference win for the Bearcats in Game 1.
So a great win for the Bearcats, winning it 9-8 on a walk-off hit by Tejada, two-time CUNYAC Player of the Week. Maybe he'll get 3 now. And the Bearcats win. They now go to 6-1 in CUNYAC. One more game to come up here. And again, we're going to be stopping this broadcast, taking a bit of a break, grab something to eat. And then if you come back to the Baruch Bearcats broadcasting channel, you'll be able to see the second update, the thing we have posted for Game 2. We're not going to go 6 hours here with one broadcast. And you'll be able to follow Game 2, which, again, if you're listening to this live, should be in about 25 minutes. Joe, one final word.
Yeah, again, want to just thank Baruch Nation for tuning in. And as always, and please, tune in for Game 2. And, again, really keep your eye on the Baruch Bearcats baseball team here in 2023 because, again, they are the team to beat. And today was a great example of why they're a team to beat. So many aspects that they bring to the table lead to championships. So we hope to see you in a bit. Go get a bite to eat. And, again, go Bearcats.
Final score, Bearcats 9, CCNY 8. Thanks for watching. This has been a broadcast of the Baruch College Athletic Department here on the Baruch Bearcats broadcast.